Hi there, welcome to Stuffbox. In this video, I am going to show you how to install Windows Server 2012 on Google Cloud Platform. First, log into your Google Cloud Platform by clicking Console. If you don't know how to sign up on Google Cloud Platform yet, follow the link on this video on how to sign up for Google Cloud Platform. Let's go to Cloud Launcher. Let's click Products and Services. Cloud Launcher. Since I'm going to be using this a lot, I'm going to pin it and click on Cloud Launcher. From here, we're going to search for Windows. This will give you multiple Windows version. You have Windows Server 2008, you have Windows Server 2012, there's also 2016 and other Windows configuration. In this case, I just want the normal Windows Server 2012. I'll pick that. If you scroll down, you'll see the configuration and the breakdown of price. On the left side, it will show you when it was last updated. Most likely it will have the very latest Windows 2012 with the updates. So let's click on Launch on Compute Engine. From here, I'm just going to name it. I'm okay with Windows Server 2012. Zone, you can pick whichever zone is closest to you. East is fine for me. In this case, it's giving me one CPU. You can choose to have two CPUs or multiple configuration with more memory. Since this is a test, I'll pick one CPU with 3.75 gigs of memory. For boot disk, it needs 50 gigabytes of hard drive, and our image is Windows Server 2012. If you scroll down, we'll allow HTTP and HTTPS. So we're good to create this. It looks like it's installed. It gave us that IP. Now let's connect to that Windows server since it's finished installing. Go to RDP. You will need a Chrome RDP extension, or you can use your own RDP by downloading this. It's easy to install the Chrome RDP. We'll click that. And we'll say add to Chrome. So what it's doing right now is booting up the Windows server. For username, the default will be the first part of your email address, which in my case is Stuffbox Inc. Password, we have no password. We didn't set up a password. If you click OK, since we didn't create a password, it will not work. So we need to go back and set a password. Let's go back to our VM instance. So now let's go to here beside the RDP where the arrow is, set Windows password. You can set it for username, we can change that. Let's make it Windows admin. Click set. It's gonna give us a random password. Copy it. We'll click close. Make sure you document that password. Now we can click RDP. We said Windows admin. Paste that password. Click OK. We'll click no on that one for now. As simple as that, your Windows server is installed. It will act like a regular Windows server that you put on any machine. So let's go to Start in this PC. We've installed 50 gigs of hard drive, so there it is. Let's find out how much RAM it installed. And we said 3.75 gigs with 64-bit Windows and 2.3 gigahertz. If you've set up a Windows server and decided to add more hard drive, I'll show you how that's done. So let's go back to our VM instance. Since we have it open, we can click on the name. From here you can see the CPU utilization. If you scroll down, it gives you more info. So we want to add more hard drive space. Let's click edit. If you scroll down, you'll see additional disk, and let's click add item, select, create disk. Disk 1, that's fine. Standard persistent disk, that's what we want. And this one will ask you for a Windows server or a Windows OS. So what we want is just a blank disk. And let's make it 200 gig. Encryption, yep, we want encryption in it. And click create. So you don't need to shut down the server to install additional hard drive space, which is great. Now we just have to wait till it creates it. Okay, it looks like it's finished. Now we have to click save to apply the changes. Okay, it's good. So we still have our 50 gig boot disk and our 200 gig additional hard drive. Let's go back to RDP. We still have it open here. So it's still not here. What we'll need to do is add it using disk management. There it is. We detected that we added more hard drive. We don't want it as a boot record. Let's pick GPT. Click OK. Now we just need to format it. Let's make this bigger. Right click on it, new simple volume. Click next. That's about right. Assign the letter D. NTFS and click finish. Alright, let's go back to our Windows, and you can see there it is. Now we have the additional hard drive that we installed. If you find out that the performance of your Windows server is not suitable and want to add more RAM, I'll show you how that's done. With memory, we need to shut down the instance first before we can add it. So in this case, let's shut it down. Now once we shut it down, this will also change our IP address, which is fine in this test because we're just starting out. Just shut this down and say shut down. It's fine. Let's close this. Let's go back to our VM instance. Go to home. If you get lost here somewhere, always click on product and services and click on compute engine. And it'll show you all your VM instances. In this case, I only have one. So now let's click our instance. Let's stop it. We know it's shut down, so we can stop it. Now we can click edit. and we can add more memory. Say 4.5 gigs and hit save. Okay, now let's test to see if that worked. Let's start the server. That's fine. Alright, so it seems like it booted fine. Let's click on RDP. The IP now has changed. It should be the same username and password, so we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so it's booted. Let's click this. Right click on this PC and click on properties. And there you go. We now have 4.5 gigs of memory. Now let's also check if this Windows is fully up to date. Let's go to the search and look for Windows Update. Yeah, it's fully up to date. The last thing I want to show you is how to change the IP if you didn't set a static IP when you first set it up. So we don't need to shut down the server. I'm just going to close the RDP. Let's click on Edit. And you want to look for your network interface. It's right here. Look for external IP, and we want that as create IP address, and let's say this IP. Oh wait, it needs to be a dash. If this is going to be your working server, I recommend you naming it properly. Since this is just a test server, I'm just going to name it this IP. So now this is my static IP. And I'll click done. You gotta scroll down and save. Don't forget to save. Now let's go back to our instance. Now it has our static IP. So once you're done testing this and it's not something you want to use, I'd recommend deleting the instance, because otherwise Google will charge you. So I want to show you how to delete it. It's very simple. Select this, and then we'll click on delete. And now it's deleting it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope this helped you. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and please subscribe.